Hello YouTube, today I'll be playing a game called Pickup. And what the game is you have an old pickup truck and you've got the engine disassembled. So I probably won't be able to drive the truck this video because I have to build the entire engine. And you do have tools you have to use. So the part you want to start with is the engine head. The engine probably takes about like 5 to 10 minutes to build. And you have to use different size wrenches for different parts. Some use the biggest one, which is this one. And then you have to tighten all the bolts. And then some use the middle-sized wrench, and then some use the smallest wrench. And the screwdriver is used to check what percent a part is at. I'll show you. So you take a screwdriver and you hit check, and then you hit inspect, and you wait until it loads, and then it'll tell you what percent it's at. 25%. That sucks. So it looks like I'll need to buy a new spark plug. And since I have to buy one, I might as well just buy all 4 new ones. And so we have one of the belts in now. And we're going to put in the camshaft, or whatever it's called. And that piece uses the smallest wrench, which is the size 10. And now we're going to put the battery in. And we're going to take this part, the exhaust collector, and then it uses the size 14 wrench. Now we have to tighten every single bolt again. This game is pretty fun. So now we're going to take the inflow and put it on. And it requires the same size wrench. Most of the parts of the engine require the size 14 wrench. There's only a few parts that requires the smallest wrench. And as you can see, we have a hunger meter, a thirst meter, and a sleep meter. And if you don't keep your hunger and thirst down, then you will die. And you'll respawn at your house. The sleep meter isn't really that important. So you don't really need to sleep. If you forget to sleep one time and you go out, all you'll do is fall asleep in the car. If you fall asleep while the vehicle is still driving, then the game will say you had a big crash and you are back at home. I've played this before off camera, and I did have that happen to me one time. We're going to start putting in the spark plugs. And we also do have a moped we could use, but I'm not going to use it. And the developer said he is still working on the game. It's in beta version. Well, this is a newer version. I haven't played the beta version. And as you can see, we do have this and this. That is the brake fluid. And this is the antifreeze. This keeps the engine cool. So if you run out of that, run out of antifreeze, then you'll see smoke come out of your engine. If you do it, just stop, pull over, and let the engine will eventually cool. You have to leave the hood open to do that. But as you can see here, we have a bottle of antifreeze and brake fluid. So I'll be buying new spark plugs though. So now we're going to put in this piece. And this one only has 2 bolts. And it requires the size 14 wrench. And now we have that piece in. We are going to put in the water pump. And the water pump also only has 2 bolts. And we can now put the engine head cover on. And now we're going to take the starter. The starter as well only has 2 bolts. Requires a size 14 wrench. So we have about probably half of the engine built. So we are now going to put the carburetor on. And the carburetor is the only other part in the engine that requires the smallest wrench in your toolkit. And it has 4 bolts. So we're going to put this wrench back and grab the air filter. And the air filter will go on top of the carburetor. And the air filter only has 1 bolt and requires the size 14 wrench. The next part we're going to put in is the radiator. And then the next part we're going to put in is the distributor. And the distributor only has 2 bolts and requires a size 14 wrench. And as you saw there, we are missing a wheel. We're going to have to put that wheel on. And now we could put in the wires. You're almost done building the engine. We have only a few more parts to put in the engine before it's done. You can also customize your truck. There's a few shops you could go to. There's a food shop where you could buy food and drinks. There is 2 types of drinks in the game, which is soda and water. And there is 2 types of food in the game, which is a hot dog and canned food. And there's also a part shop on the map as well, where you could buy new parts. If a part is getting close to being dead, then you could go and buy a new part and put it in. And as you saw, we will need to buy spark plugs. And now I'm going to put this piece in. And we can't. Forget about this piece. And we do have to get in the truck to open the hood. Or we don't need to, but I do it because, well, I'm used to doing it. Now we're going to take the hood, put it on, and I keep forgetting what size wrench I need for the hood. I think it might need the bigger one. Okay, I am wrong. Maybe it's the size 14 wrench. Yep, size 14 wrench for the hood. Has 4 bolts. After I get everything put on, that will be the end of the video. And we also have to put in the fluids. And we're going to leave the hood open. We're going to open the door. And we're going to put the steering wheel on. We're going to leave the door open. Okay, there's a glitch. If you go through the table, you'll be teleported inside. I don't know why that happens. Oh, and then I'm going to have to put the steering wheel back onto the thing because it fell off. Wonderful, it's turning night. And I forgot what size. I'm just going to go with the size 14 wrench. Steering wheel only has 1 bolt and requires a size 14. Wrench. Now we're going to go over here since it's getting dark. And I'm going to turn on the light. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the jack up the car. And I'm going to go grab the wheel. And I'm going to go put it on. Don't ask me what happens if you drive with the car's wheels not bolted on. I have not figured that out yet, and I believe it is a size 19 wrench. Yep, size 19. And the tire has 4 bolts. Now we're going to put the bumper on. And I believe it requires a size 19 wrench. And it has 4 bolts. And now we are done with the tools. And we're going to go put the gauges on. You do need to use the tools to put this in, but I'm not going to, since I'll be buying new gauges anyways. And also a new seat, because this one looks extremely uncomfortable. And I'm going to close the door. And now we're going to jack down the car. And I'm going to take the jack and put it back where it was. Now I'm going to take the brake fluid and we're going to fill it up. And then I'm going to put it in the bed of the truck. And I'm going to take the antifreeze and fill this up. And put it in the bed of the truck. And now we can close the hood. Now I'm going to take the gas can, fill it up with gas. And now we no longer need this. So now the truck is fully built. And I need to go get new spark plugs, but I'll do that in another video. So until then, this has been BeamNG Boy. Please consider liking and subscribing. And leave a comment down below. And write if you enjoy this game. I enjoy the game. So, now I'll see you in another video.